if you want to pass as the gender you're not. The answer is really easy. Just get as fat as possible.
Green Rant has removed points from their Black Myth Wukong review, and one of those reasons being because it is lacking inclusivity and diversity. But no need to fear, you guys, because this is an easy fix in the next patch when they make Wukong black.
Some dude yesterday really had the audacity to call me white. Me. I am a proud POC person of cracker.
Oh no, is this not gonna work? Okay. Oh my gosh, I thought my camera was not working. Guys, you guys, it has been a day of technical difficulties. I'm here though. Hold on, let me pull up chat. How's it going, everybody? Okay, bear with me. Dude, my camera? Are you serious? Hold on, I might have to switch cameras. Well, this is working for now, but I may have to switch to my Brio webcam if this happens. Y'all see it on the cornering streams. Lately, I've been having a bunch of technical difficulties and it's wearing me down. I don't know what it is, but you may need to start your PC. It's way more than that. It's way more than that. This has been happening ever since I updated my Windows. So I updated Windows and I've been having issues with, well, I was having issues with StreamYard and the camera before, but now I still am. It's like freezing sometimes. I have another webcam though. It's not as good as this. Might have to just switch to it. Hold on, let me. Let's see if this is better right now, or I'll have to pop in and back out. All right, we just lowered the quality, sadly, but guys, okay, so maybe someone here will know. I already was having a little bit of issues with like my other camera going fuzzy, but that was it. It would just be fuzzy sometimes. Well, I installed a Windows update, and ever since then, that other camera, it's like almost stop motion animation, or it, oh, you didn't update to 11, did you? I already did that a while ago, sadly. My computer made me do it. I was like, fine, whatever. Like, I can't remember. It was one of those things. Yeah, but anyway, I already did it. And it's fine. You know what? I'll actually admit Windows 11 isn't bad. I like it. But this update, yes, I watch Rumble Chat too. So this update makes my 4K camera, ever since I updated, my 4K camera freezes all the time. Or, now listen, let me tell you what just happened. I'm not going to rant this whole stream, but like I'm a bit flustered as I get on this stream. If you're wondering why my Bible time video is late, it's because now, ever since my Windows update, my Adobe Premiere crashes every time I use it. So I went to edit video yesterday. Ever since I updated a couple days ago, whatever, every time I can edit one video usually and get that exported. Thank you, Thoughtcast, for rating my stream on Rumble. So anyway, I can get one video exported usually, and then if I try to do another one, it freezes. So then today, so that I kept trying to render my Bible time video because I filmed two. I filmed yesterday. I filmed yesterday's video and today's video. I was trying to edit it so I could upload it, and it kept freezing. So I couldn't do it. So I was like, oh, whatever. I'll do that after stream. Let me go ahead and record a Bible time video. So I mean, it's only like 12 minutes. But still, I recorded a Bible time video, and then when I pushed stop on the recording, it froze and corrupted the file. So here I am. So what's going on? Like I updated my AMD drivers. I updated my Elgato 4K drivers. What's going on? Reinstall Windows 11. Oh gosh, I hope I don't have to do that. Thoughtcast Ray, thank you so much. Yeah, so anyway. Oh, someone asked a question. Are you born again or have you been a Christian all your life? People who even became a Christian all their life are still born again because you have to be born again from your sinful nature, and we're all born into sinful nature. So, I mean, look at even like a baby before they understand sin, they still sin. Granted, they wouldn't go to hell if they died as a baby, but just saying. But yeah, I grew up in a Christian family. I was Christian most of my entire life, but I did fall away and go through a rebellious phase for a time. Not that long, but it was it was like boiling a frog, honestly. I at first was like, oh, let me go ahead and because I was very all about reading the Bible every day as a teenager even. And I read the Bible in completion through my teenage years. I would not go a day without reading my Bible when I was a teenager. Well, then sometime in my 20s. Well, because I was always the type too, like growing up, how my family was, we did not miss church ever. It was, you go to church every Sunday. That was that. And so I did that even as an adult. But then, like I said, it was like boiling a frog. It's like a slow process. I stopped going to church every week. Then I stopped reading my Bible every day. And then I started thinking, you know what? I don't know if I like that the Bible calls this or that a sin. Let me not. As long as people, as long as people are trying, that's what matters. But I don't know. I don't like that. I started, and then before you know it, then I went through a complete rebellious phase. Then I came back to my faith a few years ago. And I had to go through like a baby Christian phase all over again. But I don't know. I really feel like God's been refining me a lot that whole time, but still doing so. And part of the refinement process comes with suffering. I feel like I've been going through like isolation seasons and yeah, a lot of suffering emotionally, but gosh, it's, we're supposed to count it all joy during these times because it's refining us and it's growing. That's how you grow. It's how you grow. And so that's something that I like to tell people who are interested in the faith or who are new to the faith or whatever, because you do have some Christians that'll tell you, oh, you're going to have all this joy and everything is going to be amazing once you find Jesus. Now you will have peace, but will you always have joy? No. You will go through suffering as a Christian. You will. Period. If you don't, then I would question if you're following like a modern version of Christianity instead of the Bible. Because my gosh, Satan wants your soul, and Satan will pull all the stops to put you under spiritual attack. You're going to have some of your peers against you even maybe. It's a lot. It's a lot. But wouldn't have it any other way. Ask Paul, exactly. You get it. You get it. But I wouldn't have it any other way. All right, let's go ahead and catch some of these super chats. By the way, my Bible time video, I'm still going to upload it. I finally got it. Got it exported. I may have to do more videos with my webcam instead of my 4K camera moving forward because I think that's a lot of the issue. For some reason, when I unplugged it, I mean, it's still, that didn't stop, when I unplugged it and stopped using it, that didn't stop the Premiere from crashing. But hopefully since I updated some drivers and stuff, that'll help. I'm going to try uninstalling and reinstalling Adobe Premiere and see if that helps. But I will have a Bible time video up tonight after stream. And yeah, I've also got another Go Boom video too that I want to put up. I still need to edit it, but guys, it's been a day of technical difficulties. And also I stayed up very late playing Deadlock with my brothers last night. So I already slept in today, and I just feel like today's one of those days where I just have not been able to get hardly anything. I've been trying to get stuff done, and it's been one of those days. But it's fine because we're here. Things are fine. But yeah, we played well. I'm so stoked because the last time I played Deadlock with them, we were playing kind of bad. Last night we played well, and I'm stoked because like I feel like I'm improving at the game. My stats are getting good. All right, let's go ahead and read this. Andrew with the 50. Thank you so much, Andrew, for always being so supportive. Wishing you a blessed stream. Also, with that one lady replacing Chester in Lincoln Park, how much do you want to bet she will never sing the Catalyst song because it mentions God in it? Ooh, we'll see. The thing is, though, I don't get all the people simping over her stuff because it sounds like she's yelling at you and not actually singing. That Heavy is the Crown song, I will admit, it's not a bad song. I don't think it's like nearly the quality of Linkin Park's greatest stuff, but it's a good song if you had a singer like Chester singing it, somebody who can sing a lot better and who is actually very passionate and puts their soul into it. Emily does not do that. So when I listened to the AI version with Chester, it sounded so much better. But even then, it isn't doing justice what Chester would have done. Now, a lot of people's arguments are, but Chester isn't coming back. You can't bring Chester back. Obviously, no. But they could have changed the band name. But even if they did that, they could have found a better singer. She's not a good singer, period. Also, she's some Scientology lady. Also, the band just threw his family under the bus. His mom's against what they're doing right now. His son is, Chester's. I think they're shady. I think they're corrupt and shady. And I also think that those conspiracies surrounding Chester and how he actually died, I do believe that there's a lot more to it. Did he actually unalive himself, or did something else happen? I don't know. Because like him and Chris Cornell, I've gone down a lot of rabbit holes about that. But I do think that Emily, she's one of them. She's one of the corrupt. I mean, we see what's going on with P. Diddy and all this. I don't know. I get a demonic feeling about everything surrounding modern Linkin Park right now. But that's just my opinion. What are the Chester conspiracies? Well, there's conspiracies about his actual dad, John Podesta. They're saying that he might be his dad and that he's who abused him. All that. Dude, there is a huge rabbit hole to go down with that. And he looks like him. And we all know Chester, I mean, he's been through a lot of abuse, of like sexual abuse. And anyway, oh, is Yellow Flash here? Hi, Yellow Flash. I didn't see. Where are you? Yes, she's a crazy Scientologist, the singer is. Yeah, I think she's one of them. If you know one of them, well, people are going to take me out of context. They're going to say, yeah, she's a Jew. I don't know. I don't think that a certain like race of people or whatever you would call it are the fault of the world. I think it's people being influenced by demons. Like, do I think that a lot of people who are in the music industry and who are corrupt with all this stuff are Jewish people or of Jewish lineage? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Some people also get confused about with me is they're like, because I say, I think Israel's right to defend themselves, all that kind of stuff, but also I'm not going to stand against Israel as a whole because of what the Bible tells us about God's covenant with Israel. That's an everlasting covenant. And people say, oh, well, we're that now, or us Christians. Gentiles were grafted in. They weren't replacing the Jews. So there still is a remnant of Jews who will find Jesus. And so I'm not going to stand against Jews as a whole. Like, God made a covenant with them, and he will bless those who bless Israel and curse those who curse him. So does that mean that there's not some corruption that's gone on within the Jewish community or fake Jews? Of course not. There is. The Talmud in itself is demonic. There is this what do you call it? Luciferianism, or is it Kabbalah. There is this Kabbalah stuff that has infested the Jewish faith. Now there are some Jews who don't practice the Talmud and all that, and they actually are they're still practicing old covenant stuff from the Torah. But there's a difference. So to say that because there are some, yes, mysticism. Yeah, so to say that, oh yeah, because the Jewish faith has been hijacked by a bunch of people who are following mysticism and Kabbalah stuff, like you'll see that eye everywhere involved with that. So to say that they represent Jews as a whole, that's absurd. That would be like, look at all these modern hippie Christians who, all these gay, they push, they say, oh yeah, it's okay to be gay and this and that. And they completely just deconstruct God's word. They don't reflect the faith of Christianity, just like those who are following Kabbalah and all that do not reflect Israel as a whole. But also, like I said, do I think that Israel is spiritually lost? Yes. They need Jesus. Until they accept Jesus, they are lost. But there will be a remnant who finds Jesus. So I will not hate Jews, and I will not act like Jews are inherently the bad guys. Oh my gosh, Salty says, so many people get this misconstrued. Only 144,000 of God's people will make it because most of them don't accept Christ the King and are okay with abortion. Okay, look. Well, I mean, I do agree we shouldn't be okay with abortion, so I'm not disagreeing with that part. But I am saying people think that 144,000 means that's all who will go to heaven, period. But that's not the case. The 144,000 are of the remnant of Israel that will find Jesus. More like us Gentiles who have accepted Jesus will still go to heaven. But 144,000 is the remnant. There are 12 tribes of Israel. So that's 12,000 people from each tribe of Israel. So obviously anything I say, go ahead and read the Bible, look it up. I don't have everything figured out, but yeah, I certainly think that a lot of people misconstrue that. What's your question, Luno? Okay, while you're coming up with that question, or let me see in a second. Would love to see a theological debate in the future. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I don't do a lot of debates because with a lot of people, it's like, for example, if you were trying to debate somebody who's not a Christian, then what is there to debate? I believe in the Bible, so I'm going to be putting Bible stuff at them, and they're not going to care because the message of the cross is to those who are lost. They think it's foolish. I mean, the Bible tells us this, so yeah. I mean, there's definitely, yeah, see, Andrew says we need more Christian influencers who are willing to debate. I think that's interesting. If there are Christian influencers who want to debate stuff about the Bible, because nobody has everything figured out. Will you ever go on the Whatever podcast? The people demand to know. I have no plan on doing it. I don't like the Whatever podcast. I think that sometimes they bring up good points and stuff that I agree with, but I also think they're retarded sometimes. because I think it's a bunch of like angry men who are mad at women, and it's like feminists. It's just a bunch of feminists on there. Just like feminists will hate on men all the time, they do the same thing with women. So it's like, it's stupid. Oh yeah, guys, women hit the wall after 25, and the guy saying it is fat and hit the wall. I don't know, it's stupid. I feel like they dehumanize people, and I don't like that. I don't think there would be anything. But again, they do bring up some good points against, like, because I think a lot of this like online prostitution these girls are doing and stuff is absurd and it's disgusting. So I do agree with that, but also at the same measure they should be, and maybe they do, but at the same measure they should be speaking against guys who buy this stuff and consume this stuff. They should also be using their platform to encourage guys to not watch porn at all. Maybe they do, I don't know, but just from what I've seen, it just seems like I don't like it. Just seems dehumanizing, and it's, oh, let's put some dumb girls on here to humiliate them. That's what it feels like. And some of those girls are stupid as heck, but my goodness, if I'm going to speak to people, or I don't want to just, there be somebody I completely disagree with, but I would never want to just humiliate them. I would want them to do better. But I don't know. That's my opinion. I have no intention. They like got all mad at me because I posted a picture and said, they even come to my post. I wasn't even talking to them, but they got all mad at me because I said that I'm like, hey, you can still, like, things aren't over once you're in your 30s. You can still be at your best. I said something to that effect, and I posted pictures of me when I was 25 versus 37. Now, oh, well, actually, you're using filters and this and that. And I wasn't. There was no filters on those photos. No girl looks better after 25. Well, yeah, a girl or a guy can look better after 25 if they are. I mean, so people peak at different times. Personally, I feel physically at my best now. Does that mean that that I'm always going to look better? No, I will start to look older, and I will decline physically as I age, but that's okay. Why are people putting everyone's value in that anyway? But even so, I will always try to be my best. Well, if you want children, the deadline is around 40. That is a fact that, well, there are some who have children later, but that's not what a lot of the argument is. They talk about hitting the wall, not looking good. Well, no freaking duh. People's fertility declines after their mid-30s. Same with men. It's literally at the same time points. Now, can men physically still have children later than women? Yes, usually, but even so. Men's fertility declines too, and issues with higher risk pregnancies also come with men whose fertility declines. But like, why is everyone's value in their fertility? That's just so retarded to me. And also, not everybody. I also disagree with people who act like people have no value if they don't reproduce. Not everybody has to reproduce. Paul didn't in the Bible. It's just like, people will try to use that as an insult to me all the time. Oh, your eggs are drying up. Okay, if I wanted to have kids right now, I would have had them. I was in an opportunity to have children. I was married before. I was in an opportunity to have children if I wanted to, and I didn't want to. I think that most people have the desire to have children, and that's great. But not everybody has to have children. And this pressure from society that, oh, you got to have kids. You got to have kids. I didn't want to. Now, as I've gotten older, it's like, well, if I got married and then my husband wanted, because like I'm divorced. That's a whole other story. But if I got married and my husband wanted to have kids, I would consider it. But is that what I personally am planning on, or do I think will happen, or do I necessarily want? No, I'm really happy being an aunt, but I wouldn't count it out. But anyway, people try to use that against me all the time. Like, they think they're gonna really get you. Oh, I got you. Your eggs are dried up. Well, they're not, first of all, but even if they were, okay, I don't put my value in whether I can reproduce or not. I'm not livestock. I don't know, people can call me a feminist for that. I don't care, but people are not livestock. If a man is infertile or if a woman is infertile, they still have value to society. Especially if they can do something important like share the word of God. Make a difference in the world. But yeah, that's my opinion on that. Like, I don't know. I've always gotten pressure from people like, oh, you need to have kids. You need to have kids. Well, I didn't want to. And yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. All right, let's go ahead and get some more super chats. Base Fire Ant with a $20. Hey, Mel, I'm taking a break on politics and the negatives of the world because it's hurting my mental health. And I want to focus on positive stuff and announce my upcoming project that I'm planning on making. Good for you. I think that's amazing because right now, especially with election season, things are really hostile. So yeah, good for you. Good for you. And I'm excited to see what that project you have coming up is. Chris Rubio with the $10. You rubbed off on Gerald. Live on Mug Club, he jokingly called Nick DiPaolo the first syllable of your favorite slur. He seems to have shocked even himself. Gerald's great. Ron Donkin with the $10. May God bless your day, Mel. Thank you so much. Mike Noss says, I was at the store the other day and distinctly overheard a little girl, not much older than 3 or 4, use your favorite word. That is so funny. Oh my goodness. Someone said, can you not have them? Oh, not that I do have endometriosis, but I don't think I'm infertile. I just never wanted kids when I was younger. And even now, I don't necessarily want them, but I would be open to it at the most open to it. But also at my age, I'm 37 years old. I think that for most people, it's ideal to, if they're going to have kids, to do so when they're younger. But it's like, my goodness, I've been working my butt off through all my adult life. That's a lot of work to have kids now. And at my age, I don't think it's in my future. I don't. I mean, I love being an aunt. I love my niece and nephews. So when I see them, it's like, okay, could I be a mom? Yes, but probably I don't plan on it. It could happen, but I don't plan on it. If it does, I would love it, I'm sure, but I don't plan it because of a number of reasons. But one of those being my goodness, at my age, it's that's a whole lot of work to do it at my age when I've spent all my adult life working really hard and on the grind. It's man, I would rather things slow down than get more work. Jean says celibacy. Yes, I am celibate and have been for years now, and staying that way. Unless I get married, obviously. Yeah, see, that's the thing is I'm focusing I feel like I've felt it on my heart for a long time that my purpose is to share the word of God to people. So that's what I do. And obviously I have things I like doing for fun that are also part of my purpose. And I can merge them, like what I do with my gaming content. And then incorporating that with that. And then I want to make comics that kind of stuff. I would love to do stuff like that, but ultimately my purpose is sharing the word of God and evangelizing, and I do that with my platforms pretty much every day. So David says you should make love to your boyfriend. I don't have a boyfriend, but also no, you should only make love to your husband if you're a woman. If you're a man, you should only make love to your wife. You will go to hell for fornication. If you die in your fornication, you will go to hell. You have to repent for that. The Bible is very, very, like, stern with that. And yeah, you're wrong. You're wrong. All right. So let's see. Also, come on. Like, freaking grow up, bro. I just think grow the F up. How many people, oh, my boyfriend. Oh, yes, me and my boyfriend have been together for 12 years. Grow up and get married. Come on. Grow the heck up. Oh, my boyfriend. Oh, my girlfriend. At your grown age, you know, I get it. Like, oh, my BF, my GF when you're like 14. But when you're 32, oh, yeah, me and my girlfriend been together for 10 years. Loser, get married. If you don't want to get married, find someone, find who you will get married to. This whole, oh, we're going to have a boyfriend and a girlfriend. We're going to be boyfriend and girlfriend for a long time. That is so retarded. We're adults. Find a husband or find a wife. People who are just like in these super long, like, dating phases, boyfriend, girlfriend, all this stuff, it's like so immature. Grow the heck up. People so terrified of commitment. That's one reason why we have all these issues in the world. So you either commit to someone or don't. Now, I understand, like, marriage is a Christian institution. So especially within Christians, if people aren't Christians, then yeah, it'd probably be stupid to get married. Because if you're just living hedonistically just for your own selfish desires anyway, then yeah. But if you are living a Christian life, or if you want to live a good Christian life, freaking get married. The whole, like, courting phase, dating phase, boyfriend, girlfriend phase isn't supposed to be that long. Obviously, you need to get to know somebody well enough so that you're not marrying a complete stranger for the most part. But, oh, my boyfriend of 5 years, get freaking married. And you know what? I've been there before and I was retarded. So I'm not just like acting like I'm perfect over here, because I've been there before and it was retarded. But I wasn't living a Christian lifestyle at that time. Rip Kid says, what happened to your posters? They fell and one of them damaged my wall. They're displays or metal posters. One of them fell and damaged my wall. They all fell, all of them. I am so, like, displays suck. Like, they're nice, but the mounting systems suck. So I got a new, like, mounting system thing that I'm gonna do and redo those. I just haven't got around to it yet. Also, I don't know if you guys know, I burnt my wrist. I burnt it pretty bad. But anyway, that's what that was. Snapple Rai with the 100. Thank you so much. If in an alternate timeline you strayed away from God and lived a life of selfishness, how do you think your life would turn out to be? In what ways would you see your life being totally different or worse? Thinking about that, how grateful are you to God today? I mean, I don't even have to imagine it. I've been there. I did rebel against my faith. Granted, a lot of the values that was instilled in me from my faith stayed. So while I went through a bit of a rebellious phase, I didn't completely fall off the path. And the fact that, like, for example, I wasn't crazy. I wasn't into, like, getting drunk and being promiscuous or anything like that. But I still was doing some, like, I still wasn't living a complete, like, Christian lifestyle. And I was going through a rebellious phase. So it wasn't good. I felt very, I had a lot of anxiety. I don't have anxiety now. Every once in a while, like now sometimes I get a little social anxiety before certain events or something, but usually not. It depends on what it is. But I don't experience, I had anxiety like almost every day. It was almost crippling whenever I turned from my faith. But like the differences were I was in a long-term relationship that was, we were living together before marriage, and then we did get married, and then that didn't work out. And I'm divorced. And I just was stressed and had so much anxiety constantly. I didn't feel the peace that I have with my faith now. So it's just a very uncertain life of no peace, man. No peace at all. No certainty of the future, no comfort, no peace. Just constant worry about the future constantly. I don't have that anymore at all. Like being a Christian, you still have a bunch of hardships, but uncertainty or not having peace and all that, that's not one for me. Since I just know God's in control. I have no doubt about it. So I don't, when it comes to, oh, what's going to happen in the future, I'm not worried. I have complete peace now. So yeah, I still go through a lot of hardship against the world and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, isolation seasons and things like that. But I have peace and I ain't worried. So that is fantastic. Yeah, it's great knowing that God is in control. Am I Italian? No, I'm Irish and Native American. Yes, see, that's a good way to say it. Hardships as a Christian is like the pain and soreness of weight training. Yeah, it's very, that's actually a really good comparison. Just like if you're working really hard at the gym, like your muscles hurt, you're sore, you got to have recovery time. So it's like that, growing your faith. So let me go ahead and get to some more of these super chats really quick. Tyler with the 499 says, "Hey Melanie, you may have seen, but I emailed you that Bible Time channel banner I created. Just letting you know in case it got a little lost." Oh, thank you. I will look for it. Thank you so much. Benamation 90 became a member on YouTube. Thank you for that. Ranger George with the 10 pounds. That Emily in Lincoln Park isn't just a Scientologist. She was supporting Danny Masterson during his trial, but now conveniently claims she didn't. That's sus. I don't like her. I don't. But you know what? I also equally don't like Mike Shinoda. Can't stand the guy. After I feel like he utterly disrespected Chester. Chester's mom said that Mike would tell him that, oh, if we ever replace you, we'll do that with a woman. And he was offended by that. And so the fact that he actually did that too, and didn't change the Linkin Park name and all that, and has her singing his songs, or I should say screeching his songs because she can't sing well, it makes me so mad. So freaking mad. Mr. Pink with the $10 says, "Hello, Miss Mac. You are absolutely correct about Israel. 7,000 have not bowed the knee to Baal. The nation of Israel as it exists today, not by the will of God the Father." Thank you, Mr. Pink. Mr. Pink with the $5 says, "Will you be at the San Antonio meetup with the Nerdotic crew?" I haven't even heard of that. So I don't know when that is. I don't currently have any plans for that, but I hope they have an amazing time. Stream Hero with the Stream Hero 77 with the $5. Melanie, do you still sell your fig shirt? And are you okay with custom fig shirts? Also, may God bless you. Thank you. I was only able to share that shirt for like 48 hours. Because they took it down. And I've emailed them trying to get answers about it. And I'm not getting a reply. So I don't know what to do. SeventhDimensional became a member on YouTube. Thank you. Alex with a $2. Yo, Melanie Mac, go boom. Hi. In and Out with a $4.99. Is it natural for humans to eat berries? I think so, yeah. Yeah. For sure. I do mostly carnivore, so I don't eat berries hardly ever. But I do think it's a natural thing, especially like in season. Granted, a lot of things are different now. What the way that a lot of plants are grown and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not against berries and all that. I'm also not like super religious about carnivore diet. I think it's okay if people want to adapt some things. Nobody has to be. I mean, there's some people that have to be more strict than others, but yeah, like even with myself, sometimes I'll eat a vegetable, sometimes I'll eat a fruit. Almost 5 years carnivore now too, by the way. Dark Sayings with a $10 says, long shot here. I'm traditional Catholic. I admire your fire for the gospel. Any chance you'd incline to discuss the Catholic roots of the church or contributions of Catholicism? Love the channel. Thank you. I personally, I'm not Catholic, and there's a lot of things I disagree about the Catholic stuff. Like esteeming saints and Mary the way they do, or using them as intercessors, which I don't think we're supposed to be using dead people as intercessors. But hey, I personally feel like my mission is to reach the lost and not to really, I don't know. That's just to reach the actual lost who have no concept of Jesus Christ and all that, or who are in direct rebellion against him, or who are pushing all this woke ideology within the church. I don't really care to like battle it out or debate about Catholicism personally, because I would rather just reach the lost or speak out against this like gay agenda stuff. Push Ups with a $2 says, hey Mel, sorry I'm late. What I miss? Hi. I just missed some talk about kind of the normal. But it's good to see you here. Callx became a member on YouTube. Thank you. JA with the $2. Thoughts on E-Sword by Rick Myers. I don't know what that is. Callx with the $10 says, hi, Melanie. You intrigue me. Well, thank you. That's so nice of you. Let me make sure okay, so I do have some Rumble rants. Let me get those before I continue with just like whatever else we're going to talk about. I actually have some topics to cover that we can cover if needed. Remdog with the $20 says, hi, Melanie. Another rant and run. This time slot gives me frowny face. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Did you find my Revelations video? I didn't find your Revelation video. I'm just going to say I'm like usually really swamped a lot. And that's kind of how it's been for me lately. I mean, I'm either swamped a lot, or if I do have free time, I'm spending that with my brothers usually. So that's kind of what's been going on. I played Deadlock with them last night. We're getting better. If not, I'll post it in the reply sometime. Good show. All the best. Insta NX Rimdog1138. Thank you so much. B Barrett with the $2 says, I heard an interesting comment on Sunday regarding Ephesians 6:11, the whole armor of God. What if we could physically feel Satan's fiery darts? We would put on that armor and shield ASAP. Exactly. And I tell people, I'm like, read the Bible every day, guys. Read it every day. And some, oh, but I try. I just don't have time. Yes, you do have time. If you're scrolling on social media, you've got time. It only takes like a few minutes to read a chapter of the Bible. You can't do that every day. And the reason why is they don't prioritize it. They don't realize how important it is. That's why. If you're neglecting reading the Bible, then you're underestimating how important it is. It will change your life and it will grow your faith like nothing else. That's the thing, is you're enduring spiritual warfare every single day and you're not armoring up. And dude, I've been there. So I'm just saying, I've been there. And then whenever I dedicated myself to, hey, I'm going to read the Bible every single day, no exception, no matter what. I mean, there's an app on the phone, the UVerion Bible app. It's free. There's no excuses. You can do it. You can't spend a few minutes. Yes, exactly. You have the time. You just don't make the time. Exactly. It's a few minutes. You do have the time. Make it happen. So, reading the Bible daily has grown my faith so much. And also it helps with that because like we're constantly battling with our own fleshly desires, with temptations and this and that. Well, if you are walking with Christ and you're seeking Christ, it's the fellowship that you're seeking with Christ by reading the Bible. It will make you not want to sin. So even if you don't necessarily think you're feeling God's presence in a certain moment in your life or time and frame in your life, if you are actively seeking him and then all of a sudden some sort of temptation for you to sin comes up, you're going to be like, I don't want to do that. It's going to make you feel icky. You're not even going to be able to bring yourself to want to do that. So, yeah. Oh, Joseph says, hail Jeremy. Which Jeremy? Is there a Jeremy in chat? I know a couple of awesome Jeremys. Which Jeremy? I missed. Well, hi, Jeremy. You're awesome. I already know. Jeremys are awesome people. I don't know a bad Jeremy. I really don't. B. Barrett with the $2 says, hey, Melanie, I've commented here about my weight loss journey and acknowledge God's hand in helping me. Lately, I've fallen off the wagon. Feel like I've let God down. Please remember me in your prayers. Hey, it's totally okay. You can pick yourself back up. That's the thing about, when you feel like you're falling off, even with like nutrition and stuff, you still have made progress and you can get back on it. So it's okay. You got this. You got this. Or even spiritually, if you fall off the wagon a little bit, or, oh man, I messed up. Just get back on track. Get back on track. You can do it. D-Day Man with the $10. I just know it. Melanie is going to help get Jeremy saved and help him put an end to his only feet career. He's done with the quartering there. Hey, you know what? I think that he's definitely in this past year. I mean, I'm telling you, I've been friends with Jeremy since 2019, I think. And I have seen such a shift in him this past year. Like dramatically. Spiritually, I feel like he has woken up a lot more. Obviously, we all are in different places in our spiritual journeys and faith and all that stuff, but the light bulb is starting to go off with him. So let's keep praying for him. I'm proud of him. Bystander Syndrome with $1 says, why didn't you use the command strips? I bought those to use now, but I didn't use them with my disc plates before because they came with their own mounting system and magnets. So, I assumed that they would work because that's what comes with it. But no, so I will be using the command strips. Okay. Lord of the Re with the $1. Sorry for swearing, Mel. Old habit, working on it too. It's okay. It's okay. Let's see what else. Oh, Disco Cobra 2013 with the $10. So what are your thoughts on the latest Ghost of Utah game? If you have a stance, I don't think it's woke yet, since we don't know how much about the story. Also, you plan on getting a Pro. No, I'm not going to get a PS Pro. I don't give a crap. I do want to cover this topic about that game, so sit tight. Let me get a couple more of these super chats, and then I will get to... Oh, Lord of the Rings says, you skipped my first Rumble rant. What gives? Did I? Let me check. Let me check. Lord of the Rings. Oh, sorry, I missed that. Okay, hold on. Let me pull this up. I don't know how I skipped that. I've been with my girlfriend for 11 years. We want to get married and talk about it often. Rings are hecking expensive. Plus, her mom died and her dad wasn't doing well for a while. Saving up money, though. Well, you know what? That's the thing is you don't have to get an expensive ring. Get something, just even if you got just whatever you can afford right now. And if she wants something nicer, you can get that later. But don't live in sin with her. And you know what? I'm not saying this to judge you. I'm saying this for your own spiritual welfare. Don't live in sin with her. If you're not married, don't be having sex with her. And I know if you already have, then it's like, oh, how do you stop? Well, do it. Honor God with that. so that God will bless your union. But stop, because here's the thing, and you as a man, this is what you need to realize, is when you are doing that with her and you're not married, you are leading her to sin and you're putting her soul at stake of going to hell. You don't want, you want to lead this woman to God. You as a man, God placed men to lead women. So as a man, you want to lead a woman to Christ. You want to lead a woman closer to God in her faith. And so, like I said, not here to judge you about it. You can do better. I know you can. But now I'd say do the right thing now. Even if you haven't before, it's okay. You can do the right thing now. So seek Jesus together. I know it's not easy, and it's not easy, but doing the right thing isn't always easy. So, yeah, lead her in a good direction toward Christ, because if both of you were to die right now in your sin, if you're fornicating and living that way, you wouldn't go to heaven. And I don't say this to be mean. I say this it's the truth. Just like I would warn someone if they were walking off a cliff or if they were eating food with poison in it, I would say, hey, that food's poisonous. No, if you're living in sin with your significant other, you're not married with a girlfriend or a boyfriend, whatever, if you will go to hell. You will. And hey, I've done that before. I have lived with a boyfriend before. It's wrong. And you can't, the Bible is very clear that sexual immorality, people living in sexual immorality will not go to heaven. So, but just because you've done it doesn't mean you're doomed forever. If you can do the right thing now. So do the right thing. If you know this is who you want to be with, lead her to Christ. And like I said, you don't have to buy an expensive ring right now. You don't have to do, get what you can work with. Laura the Reed says, expensive means different things to different people. Had savings, but got cleaned out for things during times of family crisis like bills, rent, etc. But like I said, I'm working on. Thanks, Obama. You know what? You don't. That's the thing is, are you able to be boyfriend and girlfriend right now? And are you living together? What you can say, hey, let's get a ring, let's do a ceremony or all that later once we can afford it. But right now, let's get married and make this right. There's nothing stopping you from doing that right now. But yeah, I'm not gonna scold you. I'm not gonna go on a tangent there. I already said what I said, but you can do this. I believe in you. Grinning Winner 9 with the $5 says, I just want to thank you for being an angelic voice of God. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you. Okay. Disco Cobra, I'll get to that topic here momentarily. Thank you so much. 90 says, I am married to my greatest of all time. How sweet is that? How cute. Dead Sandwich says, are you forgetting about the salvation of Christ that covers all sin? It covers sin, but you have to be repentant of it. Jesus didn't die on the Christ, or Jesus didn't die on the cross so that everybody can live in sin. If you were with, let's say you had a wife and she said she loved you, but she cheated on you every weekend. She wouldn't actually love you. If you love God, if you love Jesus Christ, and if you really are following him, you're not going to do things that hurt him. You're not going to do demonic things. And let's be real. People are so, that is a lie from Satan that, oh, Jesus died on the cross, so that gives you permission to do whatever sin you want. No, it doesn't. You have to be sorry for that, and you can't keep doing it or you're not repentant. If you just keep on willfully sinning, then you haven't accepted Jesus Christ. So women aren't supposed to preach. Exactly. I don't have a church. I have a live stream that you are willingly watching right now, and I'm talking about the word of God as we are all told to do. But yeah, Jesus didn't die so that everybody can continue to live in sin. So you're saying that you no longer sin. In my day-to-day life, no, I don't live in sin, but do I sometimes fall? Yes. Do I sometimes stumble? Yes. and I'm repentant when I do. But am I living in sin? No, I'm not. So there's a difference between living a lifestyle of sin and messing up sometimes. Just like look at how people you love in your life. If I think like my family, for example, oh man, sometimes I'm in a bad mood and I'll be snappy with a family member. Oh man, I was rude to my mom this day. And, oh mom, I'm sorry. I was really crabby today and I really shouldn't have snapped at you. You know, I love her so that I'm going to feel bad when I do something wrong. Am I going to yell at her and talk to her like a dog? No, because I love her. But sometimes we're going to be moody and like snap over something a little bit, have a little attitude, or every once in a while that happens, and then I apologize for it, and vice versa. So, you know, that's a similar comparison to walking with Jesus Christ. Is it's like, hey, we're facing temptations constantly. So we should be able to overcome those temptations. But hey, sometimes we do something wrong. Oh man, I lied about this. I shouldn't have done that. I feel terrible. Then you repent for it. But if you're lying every day, oh, let me live a lie to people. Let me lie every day and tell everybody that. Let me tell everybody online that I'm a millionaire. I want people to think that I'm just like this super successful millionaire. Let me put this image out there that I'm a millionaire. I'm going to tell everyone that. That's living a lie. I would go to hell if I lived that kind of lifestyle where I'm lying to people and my whole thing is a lie. So it's like I said, there's a difference. Jesus Christ died on the cross so that we can be saved, but not as a free pass to live a lifestyle of sin. Why are white lies allowed but not black lies? Lying isn't allowed at all. Some people do lie. Some people have lied in the Bible and stuff. You ain't supposed to. We're not supposed to lie. Okay. Jeremy isn't paying you $100,000 an episode. No, he's not. Man, I would be mega, mega rich. But yeah. Jesus Christ died on the cross for our sin, not as a free pass. It doesn't mean you can live in sin and fornication. Oh, well, Jesus died on the cross for me, so yeah, let me keep having premarital sex. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to realize when you're doing that, you're going against God's design. You're hurting God. He doesn't like to see that. So that's going against his design. So do you want to deliberately be doing things that hurts God, hurts his feelings, like hurts what he wants for you? I mean, come on. That's just common sense. Okay. JR, the $2 says, are you working on a comic? This is my problem with the comic. I have one. I have like, I have my notes app on my phone. I have 2 comics like completely outlined that I'm telling you, I put in like hours and hours and hours on both of them. Well, the problem is I did that with one, and then I started like rough drafts and like started drawing it. And then I think it was either a dream or when I was almost asleep that I come up with another idea. And so I spent hours and hours and hours working on that. And it's like, okay, I actually need to stick to one and do it. So I'm kind of stuck between 2 concepts I like, but one of them I'm leaning more toward because it does have more Christian undertones. It's not a straight up like, oh, here's a Bible story, but it's like, the best way I can describe it, story is like very anime-esque in storytelling, but there are Christian undertones to it. I really want to do that one. And I started it. I have outline pages and like I've inked a big chunk of the first page, but I'm not completely happy with it, with the I want to kind of like redo some things, and the style that I was going with that, I kind of want to change it a little bit. Dead Sandwich says repentance is necessary for salvation. Yes. However, nothing you can do will separate you from Christ's redemption unless you openly reject Christ. I never said living in sin without repentance. Well, living in sin is rejecting Christ. It's choosing sin over Christ. So, yeah, I didn't say that you said living in sin without repentance, but it seemed to me like you were arguing with me what I said. So, do you agree or disagree with what I said? And if you disagree, please elaborate. Because right now, doesn't make sense. Bad Hat Larry with the $2 says, is it okay to think of other women with my wife? No, it's not. Jesus Christ said, if you look at another woman with lust, you committed adultery with her in your heart. So if you're sleeping with if you're having intimacy, if you're making love to your wife and imagining another woman, that's perverted. That's disgusting. You're committing adultery on her in your heart. Like, what the F, man? Do you want her thinking of another man while she's making love to you? That is absurd. No. The thought pops in your head, like, don't dwell on it. Think of her. Hey, your camera's working while I'm using another one. My nice 4K camera, sadly, is having issues, so I have to use this webcam. But hey, even an AI woman, yes, don't think about, like, that's degenerate. You're gonna be thinking about a digital woman while you're making love to your wife. Like, you're probably watching porn. If you are thinking of another woman while you're making love to your wife, you're either entertaining adultery with somebody that you know, or you're watching porn. Don't. That's also adultery. Read the Bible every single day. Just read it. Read it every single day. Commit to daily Bible reading. If you are reading the Bible every single day with no exception, you won't even have to ask me that question. Hey, can I think of another woman while I make love to my wife? You wouldn't even have to ask me that. You would know. That's wrong. If you're reading the Bible every single day and you're going to be feeling, and you're not watching porn, and you're not living, and you're not like filling your mind with, rotting your brain with sin, then yeah, you're not going to even have to ask me that. You'll know. You'll feel conviction. So don't do that to your wife. Israel R with the $10 says, hello, Mel. God bless. Excited for the new remaster of Soul Reaver 1 and 2. Is the new remaster Tomb Raider getting physical media in Christ? Cheers. Oh, gosh. Don't even get me started on that, though. Well, the remaster of the Tomb Raider games have the physical with limited run games, but I don't support limited run games, so I passed on that. Now, let me show you something with what the Soul Reaver remaster is doing. And I'll get to that other question too about look what they did to the statue. They gave it a man body and an uglier face. This is the original. This is the remaster. I would rather just play the original. It looks better. See how she has that hourglass? She's got hips. She's got thighs. She's got a female body. Here they made the shoulders wider. They made the hips smaller and the legs straighter. They deliberately masculinized this. Now, I know Aspire, I've seen Aspire is working on it. Now, I don't know if Crystal Dynamics told them to do any of this or not, but come on. Come on. I'm sick of seeing this. Now, with the Tomb Raider remasters, those are really accurate and they look great, but that's because Saber developed them and Aspire published them. I don't know. I know Saber got let go from Embracer and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if Saber, I don't think Saber is working on this, because I think if Saber were working on it, it would be much better. Right now I don't know, man. Let me get to a couple more super chats and then I want to talk about that Ghost of Tsushima sequel thing. Callx with the $10 says, let's go. Johnny Topside became a member. In and Out with the $20 says, is it necessarily contradictory to be both a Christian and a Buddhist? Yes, you can't. You are committing the worst sin you possibly can by through idolatry. God hates idolatry. If you read the Bible, you will see what God thinks about idolatry. I would say that is the sin that angers him the most, is idolatry. And yeah, you can say, oh, well, Buddhist is just about karma, being a good person, this and that. You are following a satanic religion. You cannot be a Christian and a Buddhist. You can't. You are serving an idol when you do that. I mean, the Bible is very, very clear about, like, hey, don't seek mediums, don't seek witchcraft, don't look to the stars for your fortune, this and that. That includes the zodiac stuff. The Bible is clear on that. Zodiac stuff is idolatry. So following Buddhism is idolatry. Cut that out of your life. It's demonic. Hello, Hola with the 1999 says, God bless you, Melanie. Your Bible reading channel has blessed me. Recommend reading Keep the Blood Warm by Peter K. Lewis. Thank you. Okay, hold on. I got a lot more super chats. So let me go ahead and I will hold on. Yeah, let me get to this and I'll get to the other super chats. I wanted to talk about this Ghost of Tsushima sequel though. Before I get on a bunch of other tangents. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards idolatry. If you're just playing a game, you're fine. But if you're treating those cards like an idol, like, no. I mean, if you're treating them like an idol, then yes. But if you're just playing a game and you're not applying it to your life, like, oh, I don't even know. Like, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know how you would. That's not like tarot cards that tell your future and consult the angels. So unless you're using them like that, which I don't know how you would, I won't worry about it. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this Ghost of Yotai game. I haven't really talked about this online yet. Since they announced it, I've been seeing a lot of people talk about it, but I haven't yet because, like, I don't know, kind of I'll tell you my opinions here in a minute. So, Ghost of Yotai protagonist is voiced by radical activists. So we know that. Here's the thing. I know of this girl because back in like 2016 or 17 or something around that time, Crunchyroll, the anime app or like service, they contacted me and asked if I wanted to host the anime awards. And they were considering having me host the anime awards, which I was interested in, but they ended up not going with me and they went with her. And I thought she did great. So that's my only experience of knowing who this woman is. I will say, from what I'm seeing, a lot of people, what they're sharing and stuff, she has a lot of ideologies I disagree with, and I think it's demonic, and I think it's messed up. But when it comes to video game characters, I don't think that somebody who is acting in a game or a movie or whatever necessarily have to have the same beliefs as me. So, yes, do I think that her beliefs are crazy with all this gender ideology? I think that, yeah, she's definitely engulfed in like some demonic ideologies. But as long as that's not in the game, then ultimately I don't give a crap. Now, do I have interest in this game? Not really. I played Ghost of Tsushima. I didn't beat it, but I played a lot of it on stream when it first came out. And I really was enjoying it. I will say, however, that one thing I didn't like about Ghost of Tsushima was I prefer a more stylish art style. I think that the characters looked too normal. And a lot of people, they will disagree with me there. They want normal characters. But here's the thing with me. So I'm someone who likes manga, anime, comics, video games. I like materials with very striking characters. And here's something that game design used to teach back in the day was, hey, how do you know if you have a good character? If you have their silhouette and people can recognize what that character is. So for example, if you saw classic Lara Croft silhouette, you would know that's Lara Croft. If you saw Master Chief silhouette, you would know that's Master Chief. Mario, so on and so forth. So the thing is with a character like in Ghost of Tsushima, the main character, I forgot his name. Why am I forgetting his name? I can't remember. But if you just saw he just would look normal. He doesn't have any striking. They just made him look like a normal dude, which I guess is what they're going for. And so some people like that. But me, I would have liked Ghost of Tsushima so much better if there was some style to it. You know, do like a Devil May Cry style. Something like that. But I just don't like Jinsakai, thank you. I don't like a very basic looking, normal looking, oh, I can walk down the street and see someone who looks like this. I like more creative designs. And so that was one thing I didn't like about Ghost of Tsushima. It's like, okay, this is fun gameplay, but would I enjoy this a lot more if it had a Devil May Cry art style? Yes. Same thing with this. I really don't have that much of an interest. I think that the style is just too, like, here's the thing, is it's just a very normal style. They didn't go with a very, now I do like the yellow. I will say the yellow does stand out, but ultimately it's like, it's not striking. It's not, I just don't have interest. I would much rather play a very stylish game. I'd rather play a JRPG or something. I would play a game from Japan that actually has a really cool style to it. So I'm not interested for that reason. Also, I do think that, well, I don't think this is inherently woke from what I've seen yet. I mean, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but I'm not going to just jump and say, oh, this is woke because as a female lead, because I like games with female leads. And this one seemingly hasn't been like queered up and all that kind of stuff. So do I think this is inherently woke? Not necessarily. It may not be, but it's just kind of bland to me. I would like to see more style, so I don't really, but I do think that people being fatigued with female lead games in the modern day, I think they're valid. But is this woke? I don't know. So far, I don't think we have enough to go on to come to that conclusion. So here is Atsu, played by Erika Ishii. Again, Erika, I know her because she did the Crunchyroll Awards, hosted that back then when they were considering me. They went ahead and went with her. I watched it. I thought she did great. Thought she was really good at it. So I don't have anything against this woman. Do I think her ideologies are crazy? Yes. And I think that's sad. Like, look at this. She calls her gender, I guess, fluid. That's a wave. All pronouns. So clearly she's definitely very embedded in this ideology. But you'll find, well, she does like voice acting and stuff. Most voice actors in anime and in video games are very engulfed in this crazy woke ideology. The very few who aren't, and I will tell you, I have some big name voice actors in my DMs saying, thank you for what you do. I wish I could speak out against this stuff, but I can't. I mean, they will come after you and they will lose their jobs. I'm telling you, I've had voice actors who have worked on huge video games or anime voices that have said, I agree with you. I wish I could speak out, but I can't. Because the other voice actors we've seen are ridiculous. Camelot says, lady is woke AF. Don't know if the game is. Let's just hope she has absolutely zero influence and it's all good. Yes, I agree, Camelot. Yeah, look what happened to Vic. Exactly. So sadly, yeah. So here she is, very deep into this woke ideology. And now was she, and here's the question, is this authentic to her or did she get indoctrinated because of the industry? That's something I don't know. I think it's sad. I really would pray that she could get out of this. So before I continue, I want to say, I don't think anybody should hate on her or anything like that. Disagree, yeah, but I don't want any hate toward this person. I don't feel any hate toward this person. But I do feel bad that she is so indoctrinated in this ideology. So she's an activist. She supports body mutilation, apparently. In June, she encouraged her followers on X to support For the Girls that targets Black individuals, encourage them to butcher themselves. Oh, she wrote, non-Black folks looking to observe Juneteenth. Black nonprofits often receive aid in boom or bust cycles. This year, considering making a monthly pledge. Whether you donate, volunteer, or commit to learning, please join me in my quest to be intentional and sustainable. I'm supporting For the Girls, a Black trans collective that helps pay for rent and gender-affirming surgery in the Black LGBTQ community. I mean, this is the thing, is in her mind, she may think she's doing something to help people, but this is not helping people. This is hurting people. So she is promoting something that is mutilating Black people. Literally, that's the case. Oh, hey, let's push this thing to mutilate Black men. Let's cut off Black men's penises. I'm supporting this cause to castrate Black men. That is what she's doing. And she's seemingly oblivious to it because society, a godless society, will tell you this is good when clearly that's not the case. Gosh. So Ishii previously promoted the organization in 2023 as well. Today, please consider supporting For the Girls, a Black trans-led nonprofit. Our Black trans siblings are especially vulnerable now. And I donated in honor of Juneteenth and Pride, but please join me in pledging to do our best to support Black justice year-round. Okay, so again, she is pushing and supporting castrating Black men, which is sad. That's not good. In February 2020, she may block me for this. I'm just disagreeing with her. I'm not hating on her. I don't want anyone to hate on her. And I don't feel any hatred toward her. I feel like I want better for her, man. Like, I want her to find Jesus and get out of this demonic ideology. I feel sad for her. But yeah. Sadly, a lot of people are indoctrinated into this stuff in the gaming industry, in the anime voice acting, in the American anime voice acting industry. A lot of people are indoctrinated in this. So yeah, in February 2023, ahead of the Hogwarts Legacy release, Ishii appeared to support the failed boycott of the game due to J.K. Rowling. Oh, so she supported the boycott. Ishii wrote, I used to love Harry Potter, went every midnight release, cosplay, was even an HP-themed improv group. Now I'm happy to instead support and be a part of a fantasy narrative where all women are welcome. Trans people are not women. Men are not women. They can never be women. Men with cut off penises are not women. Men who take medicine, chemically castrate themselves or chemically grow breasts, still not women. Surprisingly, she didn't block me. She blocked a lot of my friends preemptively, even the ones who were supporting her being on there. Which, hey, it's her prerogative. She can block anybody she wants to. If she wants to block me even, that's her prerogative. She's allowed to do that. But, yeah. It's kind of sad. In a subsequent post, Ishii added muting, but I wanted to reiterate trans rights. So she's very deeply embedded in supporting mutilating human beings and supporting them on a demonic path that will send them to hell. I don't like to see that. And she's also a part of it with how she calls herself every gender. That's demonic. I pray she's not possessed. Because to say I'm everything, you can call me any pronoun. That's what the they them thing too. I think some of these people are possessed. They're everything because they have spirits in them. Hopefully that's not the case with her. I think all of them are demon oppressed, which means that demons are influencing them. But some are demon possessed as well. But I pray that she's not. And if she is, I pray, I rebuke that in Jesus' name. I pray that she can find Jesus. So, they're talking about YouTube, talking about New Zealand. Please know we're vigilant. So now she says, I hope you understand that you have a responsibility not to give hatred voice, Islamophobia, and white supremacy. Where is this coming from? Why is she supporting Islam? Well, how can she say she's a transgender advocate and support Islam? That is interesting. On top of hiring Ishii, Sucker Punch hired former Insomniac Games community manager and Sweet Baby Inc. defender Thomas Hart. I'm telling you, Insomniac is extremely woke too. Like, my goodness. To be the company's community manager. Really, beginning in April 2024, Hart announced he joined Sucker Punch, writing on X. Incredibly excited to announce that today is my first day. Okay, so he defended Sweet Baby Inc. a month prior. He says this whole Sweet Baby Inc. controversy is mind-numbingly dumb. Most people have no idea how games are made or what a consultant does. Many don't even care to listen when somebody tries to explain it to them. Bro, don't even. Don't even. We know Sweet Baby Inc. is dumb. And everything they touch has been a nightmare. So there's that. I mean, my opinion is that if you like Ghost of Tsushima, you might like that game because, I mean, yeah, I haven't seen anything that would make me think that they've inserted woke ideology into it. I just won't be playing it most likely because I prefer stylish games, and I'm just so sick of these boring, like, realism games. Or, like, designs. The game's actually good. Of Ghost of Tsushima. It's fun. But I'm just bored with the art style. All right, let's get to some more super chats. Okay. Andrew says, my sister is living with her boyfriend right now. I know it's not my business, but I have been trying to persuade him to marry her already. But my sister wants to be cautious and wait. Hey, that's the thing is, it's good to tell, like, your family members and stuff, like, hey, you know, it's good to warn them. But ultimately, they're still going to do what they want to do. So you can't, like, force them to be obedient to God's word, but you can warn them. So I'm proud of you, Andrew. Buy me a nanner with the $5. I noticed the quartering has been changing for the better. He talks about conservative values, and now he's losing weight thanks to your support. Hey, he's doing a lot of awesome things right now. I do see a huge shift in his just spiritual awakening. You know, finding a lot of I feel like God's really calling to his heart, and I'm really proud of him. And then what he's doing with getting healthier and all that, I'm so proud of him. He's doing amazing. SeventhDimensional with the $10 says, we're not perfect. Eventually we'll sin again, but not for the same mistakes. That's how we grow, not to repeat it again, become something better than we were back then. Thank you so much. In and Out with the $5 says, is obesity a gluttonous sin? Yes, it is. It is. That's why I think people who are obese, who are living in unhealthy lifestyles, who are Christians as well, because you do see that in the Christian community, they need to repent and they need to stop. It is a sin. So it's a very hedonistic way to live. And I know some people in modern society, it's hard for a lot of people because the food, the nutrition advice that we get in society is so backwards. So they're being told that this is or they're being told that certain things are good for you that aren't and stuff like that. For example, it's really tough for people to find, and plus the insulin spikes that happen with a lot of these health foods, like of these really carby foods, for example, it's making them want to keep eating more. And so if people just ate natural foods, just meat, eggs, dairy, if they want to eat vegetables, fruits, if everything they ate was one ingredient foods, then you would get healthy. Now there's some, if you really want to streamline it, you really want to get into like super mode. I think the fastest way to lose fat without starving yourself is to get on a meat only. If you want to like the fastest, just just zero carb diet. Meat. Yeah. It's like, well, you might want to add some fats though for ketosis, but yeah, you want to be in like maximum ketosis. And, that's the fastest way to lose weight, but you can still lose weight plenty if you just eat natural foods. Only eat one ingredients, natural foods. Even if you want to eat plants, you want to eat vegetables, fruit. Okay. But you will still, you'll do fine. Zoru says our body do need some carbs. No, you don't. Your body makes its own carbs. You don't need carbs, but you can have them, but you don't need them. I'm almost 5 years on carnivore diet. So if your body needs carbs, then I would be extremely unhealthy right now. But instead, I'm in the best health of my life. So granted, I'm not going to say I've never had a carb in 5 years. You know, every once in a while, sometimes I'll like have a cheat day with some food. But in my day-to-day eating, no, I don't eat carbs. All right. You don't have to have them. Your body through gluconeogenesis will create the carbs that you need. But if you want to eat carbs, go for it. But just eat natural carbs like fruit. If you want to be healthy. Disco Cobra with the $20 says, I've struggled for most of my adult life with lust. Only had small stints of abstinences, like 2 months or 4 months. I follow Jehovah, but I'm still having a hard time. Still give in regularly as I'm still holding on to something. How are you? Okay, I'm saying this nicely. How are you? You have to look at what situations are you putting yourself into that you are falling into this, falling into fornication. Because I think about people ask me, how have you been abstinent for years? Almost 4 years. How have you been abstinent for almost 4 years? Is it hard? It's not, because I don't put myself in those situations. I'm not alone with men I'm attracted to in a setting where things could go there. And when I have been, the few times I have been, it's since I've been on this path, it's been with the understanding of like self-control and somebody that I would trust that wouldn't want to put me in that situation because they're also a Christian, also have like the same values and all that. So lust is it's very natural to struggle with lust. Like to say, because when I say, okay, I'm abstinent, I've been celibate for almost 4 years. Does that mean I've never felt lust or I've never like struggled with that? No, it doesn't mean I've never had those feelings or those desires, but it's a matter of putting myself in situations that and things like that. So that's the hugest part. So if you are regularly falling into it, you have to think, okay, I mean, the Bible says, like, if your hand is causing you sin, cut it off. If your eyes are causing you sin, gouge them out. Obviously, you don't have to physically do those things, but you need to put yourself in situations where you're not falling into that. So if you are going to bars or if you're being alone with women, don't do that. If that's going to cause you to sin, don't do that. Don't watch porn, this, that, and the other. I mean, because you don't go from, oh, here I am celibate to, oops, I'm having sex right now. There was something that led you there. It was like a gradual. So you have to nip it in the butt, man, like right away. Like, okay, did you start to watch porn? Or like, let's say you see something on the internet, you scroll and there's like an OnlyFans scroll and her picture's on there. Like, well, okay, avert your eyes immediately. You saw it, stop. Don't keep looking at her pictures. Don't keep, like, you have to know. Same thing with like, okay, let's use a comparison of gluttony. Okay, I don't want to like say somebody who's disciplined and they're staying within their calorie limit or carb limit or whatever. Like, look at me with a carnivore, for example. Okay, well, let me just have a bite of this cake. Well, my insulin's going to spike. That's going to be so good. I'm more than likely going to eat a whole piece of cake, if not 2 or 3. So I I know my limitations when it comes to like food, for example, with that. I'm not the type that can just be like, oh yeah, I'll eat healthy. I'll just have a bite of cake. I can't do that. So I don't eat cake at all unless it's an occasion where I can. Now, when it comes to lust, obviously that there is a difference in that. There is no healthy moderation of lust outside of marriage. All of it is bad. So you can't partake in it at all. Now, if you're married, you and your wife, the bed is undefiled, the marriage bed. So go for it. Go do what you want. But yeah, if you're struggling with staying abstinent, then definitely work hard on, read your Bible every single day. Don't let a single day go by without reading a chapter of the Bible. And then keep those temptations within your control. There's always going to be sometimes situations where temptation may be out of our control that's there, but what can you do in that moment? Escape it, flee from it, run from it. Look at Joseph in the Bible in the coat of many colors. Potiphar's wife was like, oh, you're handsome. He ran. He literally ran out of that house. You know? And yeah, would that be embarrassing to have to run away? Yes, but hey, he didn't sin with her. He didn't commit adultery with her. He ran. So when you are confronted with temptation, run from it. So yeah. Didn't you do lives on Thursdays? Yeah, I used to, but because of football season and stuff, now I stream on Wednesdays. So yeah, anyway, you can do this. I'm not saying this stuff to judge you, Disco Cobra. I am here to support you, but definitely, I appreciate the fact that you were so honest in sharing this with everybody. That's already brave to do, but it shows that your heart is in the right place, that you want to do things right. So just cut those temptations off, and you can do this. I keep reading your Bible. You got this. Bad Hat Larry with the $2 says, is it okay to think of other women? Oh, I already answered that. No, it's not. Rolando with the $5, Mel, that Grum's post of the character model is real underwhelming since he's been working on it for 6 years. That was a bugged image where it wasn't animated right. Like, dude, post a real image of something working. But also, I think the art style's cute. I like the art style. It's an MMO. I think people get derangement syndrome against other successful people. So if they see someone doing well, like Grumps, for example, his Twitter following's growing. He's been really influential in the gaming space with a lot of his takes speaking out against a lot of the culture stuff going on. And yeah, so it's just like, and you know what? And I don't know the whole story, but I do know that his project is taking longer than anticipated. He has had some issues, or he has had some family emergencies, to my knowledge, that he has had to address and stuff like that. And I understand actual backers of the project thinking like, hey, I put money into this. I really would like to see it and all that. But I'm just saying, as somebody who's a gamer and who understands at least somewhat about the gaming industry, how games are made, especially in MMOs take a ton of work. So these massive studios working on MMOs take a long time. And so sometimes they're changing a bunch of things. The gaming things change, so they want to change this. Sometimes they get canceled altogether. So with Grum's project, like, yeah, he's not working with a big, massive AAA studio. So yeah, it's going to take time. If I were to have backed his project, I would understand that. I think, okay, I want to support him in this endeavor. But a lot of people are just claiming that he was only out there to scam people. That's not the case. Like, that's absurd. That's you're going to make that accusation against somebody without, you need more evidence than that. That's not been, like, his reputation in the gaming industry is not, he would be utterly retarded to do that. To have his reputation and what he's worked on with classic World of Warcraft, and has launched his own studio before with Firefall, which granted didn't take off, but still he has demonstrated that he can make product. So to have this reputation and to be esteemed by especially WoW Classic fans and stuff, and to ruin his entire reputation to, hey, let me make this project and scam people and not make it. Are you serious? That would be so stupid. He is not, I will say, there is no way he is deliberately, I'm going to scam people. No, that's absurd. I have not seen anything that would indicate such a thing. It's just like, gosh, creatives working on any type of creative projects, video games, comics, animation. I mean, when you don't have a massive team, it's a lot. Even when you do, it's a lot of work, and there's pitfalls that come with it. Look at like even Square Enix Final Fantasy 15, how long that took to get delivered. This happens all the time. So I'm not going to throw Grums under the bus or say bad things about him or accuse him of being a scammer, because he's had family issues that he has had to resolve, and he's taken a bit of a break. It's like, goodness, I know firsthand, even with content creation stuff, there's been times where it's like, oh, hey guys, I want to start to do this, or I want to start to do, more member streams or something. Well, then, oh my gosh, sometimes I get so overwhelmed with a bunch of things and I don't get to it. Sometimes I have to skip streams. Sometimes I have to reschedule things. So, even with me wanting to work on my own comic, like, it is a lot. It is a whole lot. I've been trying to work on a comic for years. So that's the thing, is it's not like he's just snapping his fingers and he is working on it. He did produce a demo, all this stuff. So to say he just started that just to scam people, come on. How absurd is that? So many people are just so quick and just so quick to attack people. And I don't understand that. So, yeah, I'm supportive of Grums and what he's doing. I have not seen anything to make me feel otherwise. And I think some people just get derangement syndrome once they see someone with some amount of success. Same thing with Eric July with his Ripiverse. Haters coming out of the woodwork because he made a success out of himself and his brand. So I hate to see that. I hate it so much. But I don't know. That's the thing, is like, envy is, speaking of sins and stuff, a lot of people, it can feel envy. And that can make them hate people who are doing what they're envious of, for example. And sometimes I feel envy on certain things, but it's just like, we shouldn't. That's when you got to take a step back and say, hey, I shouldn't attack somebody for just because I'm a little jealous. Like, that's on me to do better. So, yeah. I mean, everybody, you're going to feel jealous sometimes of people, but it's what you do with that. Same with there's a lot of things where something might enter your head or your heart and how you feel. That doesn't mean it's right. Don't dwell on that. And don't be nasty to people. Come on. Mars says, with your comic, are you going at the whole thing by yourself, or are you doing the writing and art while someone handles the other half? Well, my plan right now is just do all the writing, all the art myself. Once I get that done, when it comes to everything else, we'll see. But all I know is that the writing and the art, I want to do it all myself. So, but before, I don't want to do any crowdfunding or anything like that when I don't have something done, because I know myself. I know I get overwhelmed, and I don't want to have this project that has support and then me not be able to, because that's the thing, is I've never made a complete comic before. I've just made pages for fun. So until I have confidence that I can deliver, I can't. Yeah, I would rather just get it done first. Get it done first, and then, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, I pray, and I would ask if you guys could pray for me about that too, that I can be able to push through and actually get something like that done. Because it has been a dream of mine for so long. I mean, I'm talking way back in like 2008, I was drawing comics, trying to make, so this isn't just I know some people might think, oh, well, because, this came out, that came out, all these independent comics are now a thing. This has been a dream of mine since, I mean, I've been drawing comics my whole life. Ever since I was a little kid, I would draw little comic strips and stuff. But I was actually trying to get my own comic made ever since 2008 is when I tried to get my first comic done. But back then, where I submitted it to, it didn't make it. But yeah, so it's like, hey, I want to keep trying. Okay, where can you see my art? I do have on my Instagram stories, I have story highlights, and I have some of my art as some of the highlights on there. I did have an art Instagram page. I lost the credentials on there. I haven't been drawing as much lately either because I've been so discouraged, but I did draw something for another comic project, which I don't think I'm going to go with that one yet. I think I want to do this other one first. But I love the idea of it. Maybe one day I will, but I did a drawing of like the characters, the 3 main characters. And I really actually am happy with how that turned out. But anyway, I posted one of it on Twitter, I think, out of my stories. Just go to my Instagram stories on the art highlights and you should see. I think I highlighted it. Mr. KW Jones with a $10 says something so attractive is someone standing up for their beliefs. You're brave, outspoken, and beautiful. Oh, thank you. People like you are hard to find. I'd love to take you on it. Thank you. I'm sorry though. I don't like to just with somebody I don't know. It's just not really safe for me to agree to go on a date with somebody I don't know. Like, it's not. Thank you for the nice words, though. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's the thing is like, I noticed on my Instagram stories when I asked that Q&A, I got a lot of people like, hey, can I take you on a date? Can I take you on a date? Like, I don't know you. So it's just not safe for me to do that. I'm not a dater anyway. I don't go and date people. I've barely dated my whole life. I think that in a perfect scenario, who God has for me and my future husband, I wouldn't have to date to find him. Like I would hope that God would organically set that up to where it was somebody I could get to know in a normal way. And then, but yeah, that, not to say that people can't, like my brothers, they found their wives on dating websites back in a few years ago. And that worked out for them, but I am very uncomfortable with dating where it's like, I just meet somebody and I don't even know them and I'm going on a date with them. I get uncomfortable. I get awkward. I'm not comfortable with it. So it's a lot of pressure. It's double date safety number kappa. That's the thing is, I feel like when it comes to getting to know people, I would do better in that kind of setting where it's like but I don't know. It depends. I prefer to just like, I don't know. I think in a perfect world, it would be like if it was somebody I knew and then God kind of revealed or like built the attraction there and things turn into more and then could lead to marriage. I prefer that kind of scenario versus let me go on a date with a complete stranger and see if we can get married one day. That is too much pressure. I mean, yeah, but I understand that's not easy. I just trust in God. I trust in God's plan. But I'm just not where, hey, here's somebody I don't even know on social media who asked me to go on a date that I know nothing about them. No, I haven't been on a date in almost like 3 years. It's uncomfortable. I don't know. Don't like to just, I understand that might have to be something I have to do to get a husband. but preferably not a complete stranger. Like, okay, I know someone first and then we go on a date. That I would prefer that than just like, let me go on a date with somebody I don't even know. I don't want to have to do that. Slitherbeans of the 5 says, hey, Melanie, big fan. Followed you back when you did the video on GGG and fake girl gamers. Thanks for inspiring me and others for just being you. Thank you. That's so nice of you. That's the thing too, is someone said, are there no good men near you? Well, I haven't interacted a whole lot with, I spend my free time playing video games at home. So, but that's the thing. I'm just going to be completely honest. When it comes to being attracted to somebody, it is so rare for me to be attracted to somebody. It's like to actually genuinely be attracted to a guy. It's rare. It's like, because I can't be like, even if I see physically that somebody looks good, if I don't like their personality, or if I don't mesh with their personality, I'm not going to be attracted to them. Or if there's a guy who has a great personality, but he's ugly, I'm not going to be attracted. I'm just being real. But I was like, oh, I'm not attracted to. That's the thing too, is like, and I'm going to be honest, like this whole, there's a fat epidemic in this in this world right now, in society. People are fat. Most people are fat. So it's like, I am very health conscious. So I'm not attracted to people who aren't health conscious, because I am. So I need that like mutual thing there. You know what I mean? So yeah, most people in general are out of shape, and I don't expect somebody to be like Tom Brady or something, but I mean, I'm attracted to guys who take care of themselves, who, you know, at least do a little bit, put in some effort in working out, and who, especially most importantly, care about eating healthy. But yeah. But this whole idea of like, oh, girls only like guys who they have to be 6 foot taller, taller. They have to make at least $200,000, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not me at all. I think that if a guy is attractive, he will be attractive regardless of height. I like taller than me, but he doesn't have to be 6 foot. I think that's ridiculous. A lot of guys I'm attracted to tend to be more around that like 5'10", 11. But even then, I've been super attracted to guys. There's one guy that I found really attractive in recent times who was barely taller than me, just like that much. So no, it doesn't have to be, 6 foot tall, has to make all this money and all that. No, I like a guy who takes care of himself. I do tend to be, when it comes to attraction, I notice face the most. I like a nice, attractive face. And then physique that they care. It doesn't have to be like, you know, perfect, but where they care and they put effort into their health and their body. That's important. But yeah, also the whole, guy has to be rich. I don't give a crap about that, as long as he's not a bum. Just don't be a bum. Just work, pay bills. Don't have to be rich. I've never been interested in extravagant lifestyles. I don't need Lamborghini. I don't need a fancy car. I have a Jeep. I love my Jeep. My Jeep was $36,000. I will be happy if that's the only car I ever have in my life. I'm happy with that. Don't really need, I don't want a mansion. Don't want one. I'm happy with a humble house. I like to live in a house, but a humble. Don't have to be living in some big city. I don't want to. Things like that. So I think it's reasonable. I think my expectations are reasonable. I don't need name brand clothing and jewelry and handbags. I get most of my clothes from Hot Topic. So it's like, no. Also, as a Christian, it's sinful to have a love of money. Now, it's okay to want to live comfortably. It's okay to want to have nice things sometimes. But to be like where you just desire riches and that's like you're obsessed with being rich, that's not Christian-like. And I just don't have that in me. I never have had that in me where I felt like I had to be super rich. I mean, if God did bless me with riches, like let's say if I got this opportunity, I got $1 million. I would be grateful for it, but I don't need it. That's not a life goal of mine. It's not a goal of mine at all to be rich. I just like to be comfortable and not stressed about finances. That's it. But I don't live an extravagant lifestyle. So the lifestyle that I live is reasonable money-wise. So yeah, likewise, I don't look for rich guys to date. As long as he works and is a hard worker and isn't a bum and who would take care of us, that's what matters. Like, that's the thing is also I work. So like, I ain't opposed to helping with stuff. And like, I don't, especially since I don't plan on having kids, then what else am I going to do? Might as well help work and help pay some bills and stuff if that's the case. But here's the thing when it comes to like a man though, I think a man should be able to, like, a man should be the leader. So if, hardships come along, things like that, where he would step up and put in the extra work to, hey, I'm taking care of us type thing. I like that. As a woman, I like it if a guy is a good leader and where it's like, oh, whenever stressful things come along, he's like, hey, I'm going to handle this. I got it. This is what we're going to do. Blah, blah, blah. And, that sort of thing. That's what I desire. I don't want to have to be the one that says, hey, let's do this. We have to do that. We have, like, let me plan all this stuff because I'm stressed. Like, I don't like that. And I've had to do that before and I didn't like it. It's stressful. I think that women aren't designed to be leaders. And so whenever we're in positions where we have to be, it's stressful. Now, maybe women with other women, okay, if I'm in a group, usually if I'm in a group of other women, I usually take a leadership role in things. I don't know why. I'm a reluctant leader though. If there's somebody who will lead, I like it when they do that. But usually with other women, I feel like I gotta, I don't know, for some reason, but I don't mind as much in that kind of situation, like with friends, and a bunch of women friends, but no, in a relationship, I don't want it. Alexander says, I like your straight hair better. Well, that's fine, but I just don't want to ruin my hair with straightening it right now. I just like to wear my hair in its natural waves because I damaged it before. And I've been getting it healthier again. So I feel most like myself when I wear my hair natural too. So I know it's crazy. I know it's messy, but that's what I prefer. So anyway. Okay. Well, anyway, that's that. Let me get some more super chats. Kane Abel with the $10 says, is the comic book going to be Adventures of Butter Girl? If not, I am sure I could probably do that for you. I just learned how to draw. Well, Godspeed to you. Oh, very good for you. Not Adventure of Butter Girl this time. Maybe next time. Push-ups with the $5 says, can I email you an update about what we talked about privately in Dallas? It's good news. Yeah, that would be great. By the way, guys, this was just a personal life update for people before people start making up weird stuff. Push-ups, he's a big part of our community. And at the Dallas meetup, he told me about a matter that was going on in his life and asked me to pray for him. And I said I would. So that's what that's about. Troy News with a $5 says the sad thing about corn is when you see how many of these women self-delete or suffer from severe depression for the rest of their lives. Tragic. Exactly. That's the thing is pornography is awful. It's demonic. It's evil. And sadly, people involved in it, people who are producing it or even watching it, it's not good. It's not good. Beige Box with a 5 says, I got through numbers thanks to your channel. Yay! I'm fighting to be able to buy my late grandma's house and live happy life. Keep me in your prayers. All right, will do. Thank you so much. Taggart with the 19.99. My first super chat for you, Melanie. Thank you. I love what you do. God bless you. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. Hold on. Resonate says, Melanie, you don't need so much makeup. You're very pretty without it. Well, thank you. I just like wearing it. I feel better when I wear it. I feel like I express myself. That's how I express myself. I like the whole emo vibe. And I'm not pulling off the emo vibe when I don't wear makeup or if I just do little makeup. So I gotta have my eyeliner. I like it. So that's how that's how I like to express myself. It's just like, it's like fashion. What kind of clothes do you feel your best in? Where do you feel most confident? That sort of thing. Well, I like the emo makeup. I've been through periods without it. I went like almost a whole year, I think, of wearing no eyeliner and just doing like a very natural look. I'm glad I did it. But I like the emo look. That's where I feel like I'm expressing myself the most. And I like that. Troy News with the $10 says, on the next episode of 80s X-Files, join Agent Hambly and Agent Mac as they investigate sightings of Haitian voodoo, chupacabras, and strange disappearances of pets in Springfield, Ohio. We need that. We need that AI movie. Troy News with 5 says, the last time I played Yu-Gi-Oh! I collected all 5 cards of Exodia. However, my opponent then played their black female card, and I instantly lost. That's hilarious. Okay. Okay, Bad Hat Larry says, out of 5, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! For years. I don't bow to my cards, but I do play every Saturday religiously. Is this idolatry? It's not idolatry for you to play a card game. Unless you're worshiping or they're demonic cards. I don't think that's the case with Yu-Gi-Oh! I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! So I wouldn't worry about it. Stealth X5 with the $2. Hello. Hi, Stealth. Thank you so much. Hoses Lamb with the $9.99. Do you believe you can lose your salvation? Also, no worries. My name is pronounced like Moses, but with a J. Got it. Putting on a show by Jeff Durbin is a good sermon to listen to. God bless. Thank you. Yes, I do believe you can lose your salvation. I know a lot of Christians don't believe you can, but I do believe you can. And I think that I would have if I didn't come back to it, like firsthand experience. But that's what apostasy is. I mean, even look at Saul in the Old Testament. Seemingly lost his salvation, right? I can't know for sure, but seemingly did. Paul warns us of a falling away and not to do that. So yeah, I think that the idea that, okay, once you've accepted Jesus, that you can never fall away, I don't agree with that at all. Because I mean, there's so many people who have accepted Jesus and then, well, they turned away and rebelled and went into demonic, like even the Church of Satan or something, for example. And I know their argument is, oh, they were never saved in the first place, but I disagree. There's some devout people who fell away. Even Revelation, when it talks about even the elect will be deceived, some of the elect will be deceived by the Antichrist and all that, you know, things like that. So yeah, you can lose your salvation. That's why it's so important to keep seeking God. Read the Bible every single day. Keep growing your faith, because if you don't, you can turn away from it. I've done it before. And and for people say, oh, but you weren't, then you were never saved. I was so devout in my whole life, of even up to my like early 20s. I was extremely I was very, very strong in my faith. But then I turned away for a time. So it's so important I think that it's reckless and it's dangerous to tell people that they can't lose their salvation, because then they're going to live in hedonistic lifestyles and turn from God and not seek God anymore. Because why? They don't have to in their minds. And yeah, I disagree. Mr. KW Jones says, you skipped my previous super take. I think I did address that. But this was before I did that when you sent that one. Pika Powered with the $2 says, we'll never support a transphobic channel. Thank you for the $2. Because of the moon with the $5 is by nature carbs. Do you include organic flour in bread? I bake my own bread and I always use organic King Arthur flour. Please let me keep my bread. I mean, if you're not fat and you're in good health eating bread, keep doing it. But if you're fat, you should limit your bread. I mean, it is what it is. You can say, oh, but what if I just count calories then? Well, technically you can be unfat doing that, but bread offers no nutritional value. You're not getting your protein or your fats that you need. So just simple deduction would have you remove the bread. But if you're healthy and you're good, eat your bread if you want. Disco Cobra with the $2 says, it's mostly, okay, so you're not falling into fornication. You are just falling into self-pleasure, if you will. There's a lot of videos and stuff on YouTube that talks about this stuff. I know Pastor Vlad. I recommend Pastor Vlad. I can't remember his last name. He has I'm not saying this to mock him, but he has a lazy, something wrong with one of his eyes. That's how you'll recognize if you search him. He's great, not throwing shade. I'm just saying that's how you recognize him. Look up Pastor Vlad on YouTube or on Instagram and all that. He has stuff about this because yeah. But that's the thing, is there is some debate about this. Oh, well, does the Bible talk about self? And I've said it before too. Well, the Bible doesn't talk about that, which technically it doesn't. But here's the thing, is when it comes to doing things for yourself like that, there is a lust component in your mind. So I definitely would suggest avoiding that. I know, yeah, but still, just, especially if you're watching porn, that's definitely a given. But yeah, just pray about it. Look up sermons about it. And yeah, that's the thing, is it's tough. So current day society is really tough for people in the lust department, because most people don't even value the sanctity of marriage. And like I said, they'll be doing these boyfriend girlfriend stages for years and years at a time and all this stuff. And so, used to back in the day, people weren't having sex or anything like that unless they were married. And so they were getting married at a very young age. They didn't have to worry about battling with lust as much as now, because people were getting married and they were able to have their husband or wife to be intimate with. Well, in current society, even living as a Christian, for example, it's it's hard to find a husband or a wife now. It's really hard because most people aren't walking in the faith. So to live a completely celibate and pure life it's challenging. It's not easy, but you know, much respect for your dedication and all of us who are on that pure path. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. And that's part of what comes with changing society is the more of us who are abstaining, the more of us who are not out there fornicating, the more of us who step up and do that, the more we'll get culture back to where it's supposed to be, to where people will seek a husband and a wife. But right now, we live in a very corrupt society, and it's been a huge issue. But just keep praying, and again, look up some sermons. Mugen Stylist, the $5. Have you ever guessed at a convention? Anime, comics, video games, a ton. For like a decade, I've done a ton of convention appearances, hosting, all that. I haven't as often ever since I got canceled from the gaming industry. But I used to. That was my main thing. Metal Wolf with the $5 says, honestly, I have struggled with envy more than lust. Never been in a relationship before. It's hard to see young couples and not feel a bit envious. I totally understand. Sometimes when I see couples, it's like, oh, I'm alone and look how cute they are. I see I get it, but that's the thing is, instead I just learn to be able to tell myself that is wonderful. I'm so happy for them, and let it give you hope that God has a plan for you and that God has someone for you. Let it give you hope because it does exist. Lenny Frost with the Australian $5 would like to hear your thoughts on the t-shirt design I created for you in your fan art channel on your Discord. Let me know if you want it printed. Oh, awesome. I will have to hop over there and take a look. I haven't been as active on Discord, but I will have to take a look. Rolando with the $10 says him saying the guy who wanted to talk to him has his personal info to be on equal ground is dumb. If he believes people should have their privacy, he shouldn't ask for others. Who is this about? Someone who wants to talk to him has to give his personal info. I need more context. Tony with the 199 says, I've decided to vote for Kamala for real. Tagger with the 1999 says, have you heard of or like Tom McDonald? I'm sincerely curious. That sounds familiar. That sounds very familiar. YouTube. Tom McDonald. Oh, is that tattooed rapper white guy? Yeah, I've seen his stuff before. I don't know, kind of not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what I think about him. Don't know that much. I know he had transgender stuff in one of his video though. It's one of those, oh, transgender's okay as long as they're Republican. So retarded to me. Slitherbean. Oh, I did read that. Thank you. Lord Dirtnap with the $10 says, I'm very right-wing, but I still think it's unwise for people to be overreacting every time they see a female lead. Let's not drive over a cliff over the matter. I agree. The Raven Wing Gaming with the $10 says, my sister in Christ, the last time I dated was in 2021. Thought that was the one then. Got betrayed. Been staying vigilant for the Lord's plan for me. Since then, Jesus has a plan for me regardless. I'm sorry that happened. Betrayal is very hard to go through. But hey, I saw a TikTok video actually, this woman talking about that. Look at people in the Bible who endured betrayal. Joseph, the coat of many colors, endured betrayal. Jesus Christ endured betrayal. Betrayal is has happened to you'll see it time and time again in the Bible, but we can grow from that. So, hang in there. Hang in there. seek Jesus, do everything you can in your, like, prepare for what you believe that God will deliver for you. Prepare for it. So, for example, like, you want a wife, don't have a wife yet. How can you be the best husband that you can be for that wife? Work hard at your job. Work hard on eating healthy and being physically healthy so that you could share a long life together, so on and so forth. So that helps a lot. This is not gender specific. A woman should be preparing as well. So you got this. Major props for trusting in God during this time. Junior with the $2 says, knock off the fat shaming while I'm eating pizza. That's the thing. If you like get your health in order, you can have pizza once in a while. It's delicious. Actual pizza, not the code word that all these pervs are. Ew. But Pizza Hut, the food. Don't get me started. I watch too many conspiracies. I can't have people like, huh? What are you talking about? There are actual. No, like, I'm just saying there are documents and stuff on WikiLeaks, all that. Dear God, it's normal pizza. I know you meant that. The food. No, these Hollywood elites, these celebrities, these Pizzagate. Yeah, look up Pizzagate. So just to clear the air on that, I don't want to be misconstrued. I'm not. Oh my gosh. That's a rabbit hole. And it is disturbing. It's a bunch of sickos in Hollywood and government. And I know, Junior, that's not what you're talking about. Tim Neal with the $5. Hilarious intro to Jeremy's video today. You telling men to vote for Harris. Hold on, that smell. I mean, rolling funny stuff. Oh, I'm stoked he used that for the intro today. Sam DeMay with the $2 says, do you like younger guys? Most guys I've dated or talked to were younger than me. It just works out that way for some reason. But I'm not like that. I don't care that much about age as long as it's within age range-ish. Like, I would prefer to stay within 10 years, older or younger. Yeah. Like, I ain't gonna want to date no 18-year-old boy. No. I also wouldn't want to date a, like, 50-plus-year-old guy either. So, yeah. Porg with the $10 says, if you want to be Melanie's lover, you got to get with her friend. Well, that's why I'm friends with Anna, that Star Wars girl. Maybe we could go. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. D. Schwartz Craig with the $10. Have you ever driven an actual big tractor before? Asking the real questions here. No, I mean, my uncles work on farms and stuff. When I was younger, I do remember riding in a tractor before. I wasn't driving it, though. Montana Moser with the $10. Hello, Melanie. Saw you on Side Scrollers, and you are great. I wanted to throw some support your way. Also, what do you think of the Pope's message saying all religions lead to God? That's demonic and unbiblical. So, no, Jesus Christ is the only way. And I disagree with the Pope. He's a lunatic. Metal Wolf with the $5. Have you ever had blonde hair before? And if so, would you ever go back to that color? I did go blonde before. I tried, but it wasn't like blonde. It was as light as I could get it, which I'm naturally dark hair, so I don't like how blonde looks on me. So no, I won't. Plus, I'm not going to be frying my hair anymore. I said it last time, so I would never bleach my hair again, and I did when I went bright red and stuff, and I went those fun colors, and that was fun, but it messes with my curl pattern. Like, my curls aren't as popping as they used to be before I bleached them, so now I'm trying. I don't want to bleach it ever again, because I mean, it's gotten better, but it's not but yeah, I want to get my hair health a lot better. Now I have like, as you can see, the natural growth right there. It's like an inch. I want to stay within that range now. So, yeah. Mr. KW Jones with a 20. All good. I wouldn't either from a stranger. For the record, I'm a devout Christian, 6'1". I'm fit with my baseball love. Travel the world filming documentaries. Your Bible vids and streams get me through a lot. Just think you're awesome. Well, thank you so much. God bless you. It's so nice of you. Montana Moser with a $2 says, maybe Pope isn't talking about Jesus, saying God. Pope is a heretic. Maniac Mutilator, the $2 says, thank you for being an inspiration, Mel. Aw, thank you. Melanie Brunette. Yeah, my hair is naturally. Some people think it's black when it's all natural, but it's not, it's technically not black hair. It's not even like on the darkness scale. It's only at like a level 5. So it's actually, but it's what would you call it? It's a cool ash tone. So it looks, so it's not like a rich color. It's like a ashy brown, which can be confused as black. All right. So D. Schwartz Craig with a $2 stagnation is not salvation. Thank you so much. Metal Wolf with the $2. I love Pastor Vlad Savchuk. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I agree. He's an amazing, amazing pastor. I strongly suggest anybody to look up his stuff. I follow him on Instagram. I've seen his YouTube sermons. I bought his book. I think he's great. J Lord with the Australian $10. I'm a believer that you didn't lose your salvation because God brought you back. That is true, but if I would have died living in sin, then I wouldn't have gone to heaven. The shepherd found the deep sheep. David fell into adultery and God corrected him, and there was severe punishment for his sin. He did do that. That is true. Rolando with the $2 says Grums wanted a person's info for a debate. Okay. Well, I don't know the full context of that. In and Out at the $10 says, are you able to enjoy Ellen DeGeneres' comedy even though she's gay? Will you be watching her stand-up special on Netflix? I think Ellen DeGeneres is so unfunny. I would rather gouge my eyes out. Sam DeMay with the $2 says, I may be young, but I come with experience. That's kissy face. That's not attracting me. I am a Christian living a chaste life. Abstinent life, so that ain't working for me. Like I don't get that. It's not appealing to be like, oh yeah, I've gotten around. I don't give a heck how many girls you fornicated with. That is not going to be attractive to me. That Zach with a $5 says blonde pixie cut. Are you trying to sabotage me? Trying to sabotage me. Oh my gosh. The Raven Wing Gaming with a $5 says I'm dropping $5 here just to say play Space Marine 2. I've heard it's great. Love that game. Also, do you have a Discord? I do have a Discord. Let me see if I can post the link in chat. I used to have a URL for it, but Discord doesn't like me anymore, so. How do I share this? Oh, I think I have one on my Linktree. Go to Linktree/Melanie Mac, and there should be a link there. Troy News with the $5 says, you know what's nutty about Pizzagate? 2 of the reporters that debunked it have gone on to be convicted PDF files. The artwork alone is highly sus. I believe Pizzagate is real. I do. So, yeah. Nick Brown with the 499 says, I want to lose weight. so that the terms fatty, tubby, piggy, chunky, and walrus are no longer apply to me. You got this, Nick. I believe in you. You got this. The thing is consistency. It is consistency with good nutrition. So find yourself something you'll stick with and actually stay really consistent with it, and you'll do fine. Sam with the $2 says no experience with women, but skills in stuff. All right, Sam. I wish you the best. Yep, I agree, Pizzagate. I believe it. It's very convincing. A bunch of perverts in Hollywood and the music industry and all that. Hold on, let me get these Rumble rants. Da, 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 da. Hold on, I gotta scroll up. Oh, I got a bunch here. What? Oh, wait, those are the ones that, okay. Let me make sure the ones okay, hold on, okay, so we've got, okay, Lord of the Ree here says, what about Lot and his daughters, JK? Lol, that dude was cringe. I know, there's somebody in chat who was like, oh, what is they think that the Bible was glorifying Lot's daughters raping him. It's absurd. B. Barrett with a $2 says, Jesus Christ saves us from our sins, but does not save us in our sins. Amen. Well said. TZ27, or yeah, TZ76 Patriot, $10. Lara Croft is one step away from looking like Joe Green. Mean Joe Green. I swear they're trying. Lone Wolf with the $10. There's not enough from that trailer to tell anything. My concern is learning that Sucker Punch hired Sweet Baby Inc. and the voice actress is nuts. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it did go crazy, honestly. Jared Haynes with the $1 says, do you think you'll give the game Warhammer Space Marine 2 a try? Maybe one day. I'm just really, right now I'm playing a ton of Persona 5 and Deadlock. So once I get done with Persona 5, I will be looking for something else to get into. So we'll see. Lone Wolf with the $5 as a creator. What is something particular that you look to for inspiration? I usually am most inspired by like anime, manga, stuff like that. That inspires me a lot to want to create. Like if I read a manga, I'm just thinking, okay, I want to make my own. I love this style, or like I'll be inspired by this or that. Also with storytelling, I prefer, for the most part, I prefer stories in manga more than American comics for the most part. So most of my inspiration, like anything that I create, I'm not going to directly mimic manga in terms of like format and stuff, or even art style directly. But I think that anybody who would read anything that I've created or any of my ideas are going to notice manga and anime influence. Jared Haynes with the $1 says, almost forgot to mention, I found a podcast that I think you might like, and it's called Girls Gone Bible. Oh, I've seen some of their stuff on TikTok, some of their clips, and they do have some good stuff for sure. DD Man with the $1 says, stop macking on Mac. The thirst is real tonight. Thank you. Lone Wolf with the $5 says, chat, don't be a creeper. Yes, please. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Kick with the $2 just showing support. God bless. Thank you. Elsid with the $5 says, Grums didn't want the guy's info for a debate. He wanted the guy's identity because Grum's identity is also public. Okay. Yeah, I don't understand the full context, but I know that I like Grums. As with anybody in this whole world, it doesn't mean that every single thing that he says or does I'll agree with, just like there's tons of things I say and do that I'm sure he doesn't agree with. But I have seen nothing to make me say anything bad about him. So I will not do such thing. Metal Wolf with the $5, have you played the casting of Frank Stone? Pretty fun. I recommend. I haven't. I have not. Yeah, no, I think Grums is I think he's a good dude. And I first met Grums before all this stuff. Like back when he was working on Firefall, there were some some YouTubers and stuff that were sent to the studio. Cause like I had a friend who worked at Red 5 and I think she was the one who reached out to me about it. And I was one of the YouTubers that they sent to play the game on a big stream we had there. And I met him there. That's why I first followed him. He was just chill, nice dude. And I admire what he's done in the gaming industry. And now I'm like, wow, he's based. I didn't know all that stuff back. I mean, back then we weren't encountering as much of like what we are now and all that. But I'm just saying, like, I didn't just jump on, the Grums bandwagon of like supporting Grums just because of this culture war. I mean, even those who do, you have a right to, because he's got some really good takes and he is making a huge difference in this culture war in the gaming space. But no, I know Grums because of meeting him in person at that event. When was that? 11 years ago? And he's a cool guy. You won't catch me saying bad things about him. Here's the thing is I don't turn on people. And some people get really mad at that. I especially not going to turn on people for no reason. There is no reason for me to turn on Grums or to be like talking bad about Grums. I think that's absurd. But even if there have been some people that I've been friends with who have turned on me and have said bad things about me or talked bad about me, or said bad things about me on their social media publicly, whatever. That's the thing is someone says a little bit of petty gossip with their friend or whatever. I don't really take that super personal because I mean, like, now if they're just like saying terrible things, but they're like, oh, yeah, it's kind of annoying when she does this. I don't care. People are allowed to think that. Yeah. And like how many times, I mean, there's even a Bible verse about it. What does it say? Like, don't look. I just read that not long ago. But like not to, I can't remember, but just say to show grace to people about stuff like that. Because how many times have you done something like that? I mean, how many times have we just like offhandedly said something, about somebody? But there's a difference between like that and then going like aggro at them. Or especially publicly. So that's been my policy when it comes to friends. If my friends have just said a little bit of gossip about me, like not even when I say gossip, I don't mean like if they're saying terrible things or talking about my personal life, but if they're just like, oh yeah, she did say this. I completely disagree with that. I think that, she's a little crazy for that one. Like if they were to say, oh yeah, she thinks the moon landing's fake. She's a little crazy for that. I don't care. I ain't gonna get all butthurt about my friends saying that among each other. But if they are on social media saying bad things about me, then no, that's where I draw the line. And I'm like, okay, that's messed up. Because I don't do that to people. I put in a lot of effort to be loyal. And so it's like, okay, have I sometimes, said things offhanded, like, to a friend or something like, oh yeah, did you see so-and-so said that? I mean, or like, oh, so-and-so is a vegan. That's like, that's so unhealthy or something like that. You know what I mean? But to be online saying bad things about people, no, but anyway, even so, even if somebody were to do something about like that with me, which I have seen them publicly talking bad about me, I just like, okay, that's not a real friend, but I don't turn on them. I still won't turn on them. I might not really want to, like, I'm not going to trust them anymore. And I might not want to be following each other on social media, but am I going to turn on them? No. So if people are expecting me, if I have been friends with somebody, I'm not going to turn on them. I'm not going to be talking bad about them on my streams, anything like that. I don't do that. I think it's wrong. Even when there's been like, some people don't like it about how I won't get on here and trash Nick Ricada too. I won't do that. This is somebody I've met. I'm not like, I met him at, him and his wife at like a group friend event at Anime Matsuri like a year and a half ago or something. But this is somebody that I've been colleagues with and acquaintances with. I'm not going to trash on him while he's going through his misfortune. Instead, I'm going to say, okay, has he done wrong things? I don't know everything, what's real and what's not, but has he done wrong things? Yes, but I pray that he can do better and that his family and him can do better, that he can do the right thing for himself and his family. But people who want me on here trashing on people, I don't do that. I don't do that. I might defend myself against somebody like, oh, so-and-so, this one journalist wrote some tweet about you, talking bad about you. Okay, I'll address that. Or, oh, this journalist said something dumb. Let me talk about how that's dumb. But I don't like to go after people personally, especially if it's people I know. You're not going to catch me doing that. So people try to get me to do that sometimes, but I'm not. It's not what I do. All right. So Jay Lord with the Australian channel, I hate all heresy, both liberalism and other extreme online. We are seeing another heresy, that of sinless perfectionism. They preach you can be sinless and perfect in this life. Well, I don't know if you're talking about like Bryson Gray. I think Bryson Gray is pretty on point with a lot of this stuff. We are to live sinless lifestyles. Does that mean that every person is going to be perfect? No, but I do think Bryson Gray teaches from the Bible. There's like certain things that I don't totally agree with him on, but I think in terms of his message that we should be living sinless lifestyles, I mean, that's biblical. We are told to live like Jesus. So we are told to live sinless lifestyles, and we should be striving for that. But I personally haven't seen any preachers saying that that people exist who have never sinned or that will never sin again. I don't see that. So I don't know what you're referring to, but we should be striving to be sinless for sure. But to claim you've never sinned or never will sin in the history of your life, no, that's not true. But we should be striving to be sinless, and we should not be sinning on a regular basis. People who are like, I sin every day. God has mercy on me. I sin every day. Bro, if you're sinning every day, you need to get right with God. You need to repent if you're sinning every day. Sam with a $5. Sorry for trying to pick you up. All the girls I know are taken or into other girls. I will always give it my 110% and will find the girl of my dreams. Well, thank you, Sam. Seek Christ, follow the Bible, go to church, and pray that God will bring the right woman into your life that you can lead to be closer to him. That would be amazing. Push also the $2 says, did you hear that Mel doesn't eat bacon? She's crazy. Yeah, I've kind of been a little more relaxed with that. But no, I usually eat biblically clean foods. I don't think it's a sin not to, but I do think that biblically clean and biblically unclean is for a reason. And I do notice whenever I went a long period of time without eating biblically unclean foods, I felt my best. So every once in a while I have bacon or pork, but I feel way better when I don't. Some guy with the $2 says, I know the moon landing was faked. Agree with Joe Rogan. Based. Okay. Well, wow, 2.5 hours, a long stream today. Normally I keep it at like 2 hours, but we had a great stream today. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I do need to call it so I can get these videos edited and ready. I'm falling behind. Already on Monday, I didn't get anything done at all. I'm falling behind, guys. I'm falling behind. I'm trying to get myself together. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. Let me get with that, and I will see you all soon. God bless you. Catch you next time. In the meantime, go boom.